Hello, thank you for joining me here today on the O'Rourke Report. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to jump right into Salt Lake. This is past episode about Smiths, but had so much. But let me start out by saying, you know, again, this Bronwyn, who I'm going to go into in more detail shortly. But a couple of episodes ago, I think it was her first episode when we first saw her, when we first saw her penchant for wearing costumes. There was a Valentine's Day party, or a party thrown on Valentine's Day, so the women were encouraged to have a Valentine's theme. She showed up in that red Elmo, heart-shaped Elmo coat, and announced to one and all that it was a very special piece. There were only three made in the world, one of which was Rihanna. Uh, uh, okay. Still looks like a heart-shaped Elmo coat. Don't know if that's going to make any difference to you, Bronwyn, or not. But since that proclamation, we have been treated to, and this is just in the Real Housewife world. We've seen that Britani, the newest cast member on Salt Lake, also owns one. And I'm drawing a blank on her name in New York, the tall lesbian one that was in the art world. She has one. And we've literally seen it all over the place. You can't keep a good heart-shaped Elmo coat down, can you? And there's nothing exclusive about that one, Bronwyn. Which gets us to, well, the stage is Meredith Marks has decided she wants a show dedicated to her and her fabulous sense of importance. She's so important. Why doesn't she share with us all her journey? And her journey is, for some strange reason, she wants to become bat mitzvahed in her late 40s. Don't know why, don't have a reason other than she wants the camera trained on her for hours and hours. We're even treated to one of her signatures. Oh, I'm going to be in the bathtub as I plan my bat mitzvah. Well, she plans this whole thing. And of course, everybody's invited, and nobody can really say no because Meredith has cloaked this in the importance of this is a religious experience for me, very important to my family and everybody around me. And so nobody can really get out of it. Everybody has to go to it. And I'm chuckling thinking about an upcoming scene with Mary in it. But anyway, so they everybody shows up at a, I guess, is there a cocktail hour prior to the bat mitzvah? And we get little snippets from a bunch of people. One of it is starting to occur to me, starting to dawn on me. See, I thought Bronwyn's husband was aghast at what's going on. But the more I see him in action with her and how they operate in a social situation, he's loving this just as much as her. He Bronwyn has decided her agenda is she is going to be as messy as she possibly can be with allegiance to no one. I don't know what to equate her with. What other housewife has been kind of like her in the past? Just no sense of she's not part of this community at all. She's just there to shake things up as much as she possibly can, make claims which she thinks can't be verified by other people, and just be messy. At one point she is commenting on Whitney has got some, what I call I don't know why, I can't imagine how much this costs to do this to your nails. But Wendy has got some sort of a nail garnish on, whether they're little sparkles or whatever. Bronwyn makes a big point of commenting on them in such a passive aggressive way. You're clearly aware that Bronwyn thinks they're tacky. But if she makes her passive aggressive comments with her little smile on her face, no one can really call her on it. So we get a lot of that behavior from Bronwyn. She just floats through the party, passively aggressively attacking people, and smirking to the, inwardly smirking on this. Oh, isn't she so clever? She's just mixing things up. And her husband's 110 behind that. From what I was seeing, and so which makes me very suspect about him, then also makes me very suspect about how much money they really have. Remember the $10 million necklace? Well, I did a little research on the husband, as you know, HP, blah, blah, blah. I've talked about it before. And net worth of is $24 million. It's not an insignificant sum. I mean, gosh. I wish I had a tenth of that. But so if you're worth $24 million, are you really spending $10 million on a necklace? Are you really doing that? Was it $10 million on the necklace, or was it 4 million? No, I think it was 4 million. Sorry. Still, are you spending 24% of your net worth on not 24%, whatever that works out, 20% of your net worth on a diamond necklace? It doesn't make sense. Unless old Todd's got it all parked off shore, I'm going to say there might be a money issue here, especially the way he is approving of his wife's behavior. Even though on camera we're seeing him give her the big papa talk, though, why don't you leave with your dignity? You know damn well why she's in there. And you're supporting this. At least that it appears to me. He is secretly supporting this behavior, and I suspect it might be because of a money issue. And I could be 125,000% wrong. Time will tell. But I try to think of the reasons for these behaviors that we're seeing. So anyway, Bronwyn goes through the cocktail party. You know, we see some backstory footage of Britani, and Britani without a filter. Britani with a filter looks, and this is stuff that she's put out on her own social media, so highly filtered, looks nothing like reality. Because then you see the real Britani without the massive filter work that she does on her own social media stuff. And it's just not pretty. Why you live your life like that? You're living your life in a fantasy world. You don't look like that. You don't look like that at all. So anyway, Britani and her filter is very interesting. We'll go on to Britani and the star of the program, in my estimation, who was Angie, laying it on the line to Britani about her hair. But let me just see what else we've got in here. Oh, they're using the term. They're talking about. I forget who exactly was in on the conversation. I think Lisa Barlow was on the conversation. 3 or 4 other cast members, and they talk about somebody being part of the Bridge and Tunnel crowd. They don't even know what the Bridge and Tunnel crowd is. They just know it's something they don't want to be. Well, the Bridge and Tunnel crowd is what people in Manhattan call people who come in from Queens and Brooklyn and Jersey to party in Manhattan as though they're Manhattanites. I mean, it really is a term you should see in RHONY. You shouldn't really see in Salt Lake. But that is what a Bridge and Tunnel crowd is, and they're using it pejoratively, and they have no idea why they're doing it. Okay, Meredith Marks's mother. Tell me if I'm not wrong on this. For you guys who watched it, she is as though Elsa, Mama Elsa, from Miami, which is Marisol's mother. If you remember the first iteration of Real Housewives of Miami, she looks like if Mama Elsa and Jennifer Aniston had a baby. Put them together, and I think you've got Meredith Marks's mother. They're, I just thought that was interesting. Probably was a little snarky thing to say, but anyway. Yeah, and I've asked this before about Meredith Marks when we cup to her confessional looks and she's talking. Is there a medical issue with her twitching? Why does she twitch so much? I gotta pay attention to this more. Does she twitch in regular filming, or is it only in the confessionals that she's doing the twitching? It's strange. Boop, 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 boop. Bronwyn and Britani. Oh, now we go into the fight at the party, and it is Angie going after Britani, and I forget what started the whole thing. But Angie makes the comment that indicating how many people, that's right. The comment was, how many people was Britney sleeping with? And Britney sends something back to Angie about that, and Angie announces that her body is not she does not have a high body count, which means she hasn't slept with a lot of people. And then she goes on to comment about Britney's hair, and she goes, and that hair, that is high body count hair. And they it was just one of the best fights I'd ever seen on any of these housewife shows. So anyway, we have the ceremony, and true to form, Mary Cosby is late arriving at the ceremony. The ceremony is in progress when Mary arrives, and she can't figure out how to get into the venue, and she spends her time outside the venue, peering through windows like this, and the whole ceremony is going on in front, and right behind them there's Mary Cosby peering into the venue. Classic number one, Mary. You just get better. Just get better. Um, the child appears to be all gone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will say this thing about Mary. When we used to see Mary back in the first, especially the first season, maybe even into the second season, she used to play this wide-eyed, innocent, fey little child. And famously at the reunion, she pretended that she fell asleep and she didn't hear Andy's question. That personality is gone. She has gotten rid of that fey personality, and I think what we're seeing here is the real, mature Mary Cosby, and I, like very many other people, are here for it. When she opens her mouth to say something, I listen. I listen to her. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to say about Salt Lake City. I think Todd is in on the game. He wants this fame as much as his wife does. His wife will do anything to achieve the fame. She will throw anybody under the bus just to be someone who's causing controversy and to be in the middle of a controversy. Britani has got to really have a talk about her filters and how she looks unfiltered. Her hair, everybody agrees, is high body count hair. That's high body count hair. And, and of course, the funny part is Lisa Barlow whispers to her, she goes, oh no, it looks all right, but you could have a little keratin treatment or something. So, of course, Lisa's saying what we all want to hear. So, that's what I got on Salt Lake City. So now I'm going to do just like a quick little thing on RHONY. What did I have about RHONY, 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 RHONY. Okay, well, this is the only thing I have to say about RHONY. Jessel, who was kind of a favorite last year because she was being bullied by Cy, undeservedly so. Um, so everybody's hands off with her this year because they saw the ramifications of their bullying of her is social media hated the bullies and really embraced Jessel. So they're kind of hands off on Jessel because I know Jessel has got a following now. But Jessel knows it too, and she's way too forced. She is so desperately trying to make fetch happen that it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. The other thing that happened with RHONY was Bryn. relates an incident where she was sexually assaulted. We don't know any other details than that. But are we to believe Bryn is unaware of her overly sexualized behavior? Is not some kind of, I mean, Bryn's not able to do this math, is some sort of reaction to the sexual assault? It just makes her overly over the top sexual double, triple, quadruple entendres just so much creepier. Because yeah, I think she really needs to rethink that behavior. And she made a very, very rare fashion mistake. Very, very rare for her because she usually, wow, she dresses like no one's business. She had those horrible jock perf pants on with the, the inflatable sides. It was very bad. Very, very bad. So that was RHONY. And what am I going to say now? I think I'm gonna wrap that up. I'm gonna wrap that up into my odds and ends. I've got one in particular that I do want to mention is uh, Potomac. At the end of Potomac last week, do you remember how Karen had that assistant Matt, who the grand dame would order around, though she was ordering around her factotum and major domo. He passed away. He's only 37 years old. Don't have any other details other than they put him up on the screen. They put 1987, 2024. So, condolences to his family. He was way too young, whatever it was. And he was delightful on the show when he was on the show. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I don't think I said this at the beginning, did I? If you like what you're seeing and you want more and you want to be notified every time I put up new content, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. And this way it'll pop up into your feed and you never have to go and search for it. So anyway, thank you so much today. I look forward to seeing you on the next O'Rourke Report.